The Diddy drama continues, my darlings. Hello, wonderful humans. Here's my little legal disclaimer that I am not a legal professional of any kind. It's not my job, or in my educational background is not in that. I did do a course in criminal psychology, which has nothing to do with anything. I'm just throwing that out there. I am a legal lawsuit enthusiast. Everything I'm sharing with you is publicly accessible information. I will leave links to everything below. I just have this enthusiasm and interest, and I am sharing it with all of you. This is not any kind of legal advice. And again, everything is public information. I will link to all of the stuff below. Let's get started. We're only halfway through September. I am filming this on Sunday, February 16th, and we're halfway through the month, and it's been fraught with litigation in the Diddy corner. So we're going to try to go in order. I have 5 pages of notes that we got to go through. There was a lot happening, a lot more happening than I expected. Be surprised or not surprised, there is more allegations that have come out. So we're going to start with very early in the month / late last month. So what we have is some additional lawsuits that I have not brought up in previous ones, like December 20th. There have been lawsuits by 2 additional women who said that they were in forced group SA, and that one of the women, they filed their lawsuit at the same time in a kind of a package deal. I'm reading my notes if that's what you're wondering, because there was a lot. They had claimed that the bodyguards were also participating / standing guard, quote unquote, from the lawsuit. And we have the continued pattern of drug, drinks, etc. Another lawsuit by someone who doesn't go by John Doe or Jane Doe is LaTroya Grayson. She said that she went to get in a VMA ticket in New York City, and she woke up in the hospital after being invited to an A-list birthday party, and she had been spending time with Diddy, and she woke up with no memory of what happened. She had a ripped shirt. All of her money had been stolen. She was experiencing vaginal pain, and she had various bruises, and her underwear was also missing. Great. And she had no memory of the night before, but she did receive a phone call threatening her, warning her not to press any charges against P. Diddy, aka Sean Combs. Speculation. That seems sus to me. She had no memory of what happened, and then suddenly she gets a threatening phone call telling her not to pursue charges against a specific individual who she last had memory of being with? Okay. Another plaintiff named Ashley Parham said that she, and this was on January 22nd, that she was forced into Diddy's house, and Diddy and 2 other men raped her, and they were taking turns, and she sorry, I lost place on my notes. She was the one who had the knife to threaten with, and a neighbor helped her by causing a distraction so she could run away and call for help. Again, another named plaintiff in this case. A lot of Diddy's defense lawyers have been claiming that all of these alleged victims, want a quick payday, and that's why they're not willing to name themselves, just random humans coming out of the woodwork. But these 2 women were full on willing to come forward with their name and be like, yeah, this happened to me specifically, personally. February 3rd, we have a male musician who came out. Had to check the date. From 2015, he said that he was told by someone who claimed to be, one of Diddy's people, post-performance, that he was a street musician, that he would be able to have a deal with Bad Boy Records, and then he was essayed at the hands of Combs. And we have seen this in repeated things where, oh, you want to make a deal with Diddy? It involves removing clothing and letting him grab you, touch you, do whatever he wants to you. February 4th, we have 2 more women coming forward with, again, the allegation that we see over and over. They were forced to drink drinks that had drugs in them. They were feeling the effects of the drugs, and then they were groped by Diddy and his bodyguards, and they were also forced into group sexual situations. And one by a woman. The man says that he is a male model, and he responded to an ad, and he met up with Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, who ordered him to strip. The male model refused because that's not what's needed, and the rapper proceeded to call him names, say disparaging comments, and also groped him anyway, and made a job offer if he wanted to get big to come back and see him. The woman made the claim that she went to an LA nightclub in 2016. She refused a drink offered by Diddy, and he grabbed her and yelled at her, saying the words, I'm not asking you, drink that and shut up. And then when she complied out of fear, she said she started to not feel good. He put his hand up her skirt and then told her, I get what I want. There is also upcoming things about the January 14th release of the Peacock NBC studio documentary Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, which is a play for anyone who doesn't know. P. Diddy's record label is called Bad Boy Records, and he has filed a defamation lawsuit against the documentary, and I think that is significant. Here's my speculation and opinion, because there have been loads. I will link to one from YouTube, and I'm not sure if it's on Netflix. There was confusion in the taglines, but I will link it below. I will link to the Peacock documentary trailer and to the Miss Mojo countdown of the documentary, because you get some inside looks into things that the trailer does not cover, and you get a little more information if you don't have access, like myself, to Peacock. I just don't want to pay for it for a 1 hour or an hour and a half documentary, even though it is interesting. And the reason why I find it interesting is because this is the only of all the true crime coverage things that happen in heavy public eye cases. This is the only one that Diddy has wanted to sue and make a defamation against. There's a lot of people from his past and personal life who come forward and give statements in the documentary. There are some professional psychological experts who make their statements in this. And his lawyer, Erica Wolf, with 2 F's, says that the entire thing is baseless. You know, all the stuff we've been hearing in the case, that it's all baseless, there's no evidence, and that I'm going to paraphrase here. Erica Wolf claims that the documentary is just there to exploit the audience trust of Peacock and to line their own pockets to satisfy the public's appetite for scandal, regardless of the truth, and to taint the jury pool. They say that it is at the expense of a fair trial, just to try to further humiliate Diddy Combs and continue to exploit him for his personal sexual interests. That was also filed on Wednesday, February 12th. Then the latest thing that I have at this moment on the 16th is that on February 14th, the sexual allegation from a 13-year-old plaintiff was dropped with prejudice. Whenever something is with prejudice, that means it cannot be filed again. And this particular thing also had associations with Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, and the case was dropped. It's not going to help Diddy too much, but this was the only direct allegation where Jay-Z had been directly affiliated with Sean Combs' after party activities, but the alleged at the time 13-year-old from, I believe, 2000, yes, it was dropped on February 14th. Although there is speculation by her lawyers and others that this is due to intimidation and fear of why she dropped the lawsuit. Diddy's lawyers and Sean Carter, aka both people named Sean, even though they have different spellings. I don't think that means anything, but it is just a weird coincidence. They both say it's because this person was just a person looking for a payday, and that's why her allegations are coming, decades later, etc. Oh, something else I forgot to mention about the lawsuit. I was just skimming my notes. Erica Wolf also says that there's a lot more than just the racketeering and sex trafficking charges that are alleged in the documentary, but also extreme things such as SA of minors, even though there are multiple people, even outside of the 13-year-old at the time who dropped their lawsuit. There are many other people who claim that they were under the age of 18, mostly about 17 or 16, when they were assaulted, etc., by Diddy Combs. But she said there's other things such as SA against minors and serial murder, as Diddy has long been accused of being at least associated with the offing of Biggie Smalls, and also involving the Tupac Shakur incident, or Shakur, I don't know, everyone pronounces it differently. And there are also allegations from the early 90s when a Nas video got released, and his manager, Nas's manager, Steve Stout, was assaulted at gunpoint by Diddy and some of his bodyguards. And the bodyguards come up a lot in a lot of these newer allegations, and I think that that is notable. Here is my thing. These are the same bodyguards that Diddy's defense lawyers wanted him to, they're the ones who can keep an eye on him if he's on bail. He has security guards. They'll make sure he doesn't go anywhere. You mean the ones who are involved in all the stuff? Again, I've mentioned that before. It's worth mentioning again. But that is the 9th through the 16th updates that I have for you, plus some additional things that happened later in December and January that have occurred. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, my lovely law enthusiast humans.